All right, what's up, everyone, and welcome back. Today we got a fun one. A little bit of everything today. We're going to be talking cards. We're going to be talking fights. We're going to be talking PC items. We're also going to be doing a giveaway at the end, so stay tuned. First up, we're going to be talking about Joe Rogan card sales absolutely exploding, man. We're going to break down a couple of different things about these sales. You know what that means, why it happened. We also got Nunes versus Harrison is delayed. I, for one, am absolutely bummed. Who actually benefits from this? Definitely not us, the fans. We're going to be talking about Izzy versus Pyfer, that announcement, how that might play out, and what that means moving forward. As an Izzy guy, I'm a little bit nervous, man. A little bit nervous, not going to lie. I'll also be organizing my PC binder, like I said, showing y'all a little bit of what's in there, moving some things around, and trying to make room and get all of this stuff organized. And then at the end, man, 2025 Finest Giveaway. Everybody that entered in a few weeks ago, we will be drawn in. I got an absolute metric ton of people in the Spin the Wheel app. Absolutely insane the amount of people that were put into the Spin the Wheel app, man. And we're gonna roll that later, and it's gonna be fun. Hopefully, you know, if you entered in, you'll get to win. I think that's gonna be a good time, and I'm excited to give those cards away. But first up, let's get into what's news. And let me hit the button. All right, what's news? Let's talk about it. We got the Joe Rogan sale, man. Absolutely insane. And I want to know, what are y'all's thoughts out there watching? What's your thoughts on this massive Joe Rogan sale? Absolutely huge. You know, we have a ton of cards that have sold recently. We got tons and tons of cards that have sold, and you know, it's all because of that Dana post that he did a while back, talking about this right here, paying 10,000 for Joe Rogan's most expensive card, and that really blew up in our community, rightfully so. This is what we talk about. This is what we do all the time. We collect UFC cards, and we all saw a Joe Rogan base round one PSA 8 in the headline. You know, paid 10,000. Everyone's like, what? Like Dana just got massively ripped off, right? And I didn't want to cover that at the time because there wouldn't have been much to say, honestly, besides Dana didn't look at comps, but it is a good thing. And the reason it's a good thing is because of the hype that it generated, and specifically the hype that it generated for that card. I mean, look at all the Joe Rogan sales that we've had now. This is all within like the past week. Just tons and tons and tons and tons of Joe Rogan sales. And this is way more than in the past that was happening. So very interesting to see, you know, how much of a driver just purely hype is alone. And you know, you can say what you want about some of the comps here. You know, we got some interesting ones here recently. This is BGS 9, so pretty good grade for this, you know, era of card being round one. And you know, I would expect that this would have went for a little more. Went for 239. We got SGC 9 for 250, so that's a good buy for whoever got that. This is kind of, you know, a little bit high on the higher end, but kind of closer to what I would expect for this card, especially post the card really blowing up, and post, you know, all the stuff that we've seen, specifically with Dana really hyping this up. So let's go in the chat and hang out with you guys for a little bit, and then we'll kind of keep moving through the segments and just see what's going down. Just see what's going down with you guys, man. First time I did a live in a minute. I got a couple new hardware components, so some things may go wrong. As always, right? Some things may go wrong with the live, but we keep learning, keep trying to get better. Hopefully, you know, it's a fun experience for everybody watching, and I'm gonna have fun right along with you guys. We got Buckeye Breaks. Good luck to all. Yes, sir. Stay tuned for the Finest giveaway. I will say, man, putting all the names into the Spin the Wheel app was was a mind-numbing task. It was a mind-numbing task, and it was also a very time-consuming task. So I may have to I need to figure out a better way next time that we do a giveaway, because that took up way too much time and effort. I might just do a live giveaway where it's like maybe a trivia question or something like that I can quickly choose a winner on the spot as we're watching, and it would decrease the amount of applicants in the giveaway, which would potentially lead to the viewers having a better odds to win said giveaway. I'm kind of leaning towards that, because having to do, I think it ended up being 300 or 400 different comments that I had to write down in the Spin the Wheel app. So it was quite the task here. Got Josh UFC. What's up, man? Hope you guys are having a good day. Z Jax Z748JA. How do you enter? You had to be the giveaway entry is over. It was a video 2 weeks ago that I had where you had to answer a question that I had in that live in the comments, and then I entered you in to win. So if you did not get into the entry, I'm sorry, but subscribe. There's going to be new giveaways in the future. I'm close to 2,500. I'll be doing a giveaway at 2,500 subs, so be on the lookout for that. Let's see. Got a couple people here in the chat. Good to see you guys. A little quiet on the mic. Thank you. Let me check that out. Thought it was good earlier. Let's see. Check, check, check. I can bring it up a little bit for you. I appreciate that, man. As always, the lives are a little bit different. When it's in post, right? Like I can adjust so many different things. If the levels are low, I can boost that. If the lighting's a little weird, I can tweak that. If something goes wrong, you just cut that. But when it's live, it is a different beast altogether. And really a lot of hardware and software issues that you have to troubleshoot on the way towards, trying to make a seamless show. Trying to make a seamless show. We got Eli in the house out of 99. What's up, dude? We're gonna talk about Harrison Nunes, and we're gonna talk about it soon. And I say that, and then the stream lags on me immediately. Absolutely, absolutely par for the course, dude. And this is a new thing because that's actually the front-facing cam. The front-facing cam will glitch on me, and the top-down cam looks amazing, like this live like this. So interesting, dude. That uh, all of the issues that I have with the live streams, and it's just like new equipment, one after the other, trying to troubleshoot, trying to figure things out, and look at me just frozen in time. Absolutely frozen in time. But we got this cam. We got this cam, and I may just do the top down as we go if the front facing is just going to continue to to be stuck like this. That's hilarious. All right, let's go to the screen share, and we will get into the next topic, which was Kayla Harrison and Nunes is off, and really sad, man. Really sad. I thought this was going to be when you're talking about the marquee matchups for the next UFC event, the first ever Paramount Plus UFC event, I really thought this was going to be, probably my third or fourth most hyped for that matchup. Women's MMA definitely not the most compelling sometimes, but this actually was a matchup that I was excited about, and I think a lot of people were excited about. Anytime you can get, you know, Amanda Nunes in the mix, it's going to be big things. And whenever you have, a Herculean powerhouse like Kayla Harrison, I mean, you can see her right here, just a powerhouse. I think it's kind of easy to sell events, and people like the physicality that she brings. But herniated disc in her neck, not good, man. She had surgery here recently, and what I saw here, because I was like, well, what does this mean going forward? What is the timeline? Minimum 6 month recovery period, sidelining her until July or August. So that is very, very sad, and that's going to be a really long time, man. She's going to be out of the game for quite some time. Um, let's say 6 months is the recovery period, right? So you still have 3 months to get in fight shape potentially. She's probably going to be 100% after 6 months, and then you have a fight camp and all of that. So we could maybe not even see her for a year. Like it might be a year until they book this, and it kind of made me think like, well, what's going to be, who benefits most from this? I don't think obviously Harrison doesn't benefit from getting hurt, but I think it also doesn't really does it benefit Nunez to have a little bit more time in the game, to be a little bit more well-rounded. Like I don't know, man. It's going to be tough, and I don't really think that either of them really benefits too much. Amanda Nunez is already coming off a big layoff. She's already, pretty not I don't want to say old because she's not super old, but she is older for the division. She is older for a UFC um, combatant, if you will, and so definitely doesn't benefit her either. Not good, man. Not good. We got Tommy Guns trading cards. Who y'all got, Justin or Patty? Um, Interesting little segment there. We'll talk. We'll click over to the fight night that's coming up, and I personally I'm gonna lean Patty on this. I think he's going to take Justin down, and I think he's going to submit him. Now, I could definitely see Gaethje going in, imposing his will, hitting him with leg kicks, giving him, a molly whopping as well. But I do think that Paddy has what it takes, and I'm saying this based off him, fighting Michael Chandler. So take that, for what it is there. And who knows if Paddy's going to be able to get it done? Who knows if Paddy, will show up like he did with Michael Chandler, or if we'll see the Gordon Pimblett fight and have that be the case. But definitely going to be an interesting fight there with Paddy Pimblett as well. But yeah, man, let's talk about Pyfer versus Izzy, because I wanted to hit on that a little bit today, and that was one that it was really scary. It was really scary, I think, to have uh, a big hitter like Joe Pyfer fighting a guy that's a little bit chinny, fighting a guy that's a little bit chinny like Israel Adesanya. But I do think that when you saw the Jack Hermanson fight, you saw that Pfeiffer is a little bit, he's kind of a marauder. He kind of plods forward. Now definitely has the KO power, right? We've seen him knock out a bunch of people, as you can see on his resume, but he hasn't ever really fought a guy that's as technical as Izzy. I mean, he did really look good against Gastelum. He looked pretty decent against Abus as well, but honestly, like, I don't know. I mean, can you really can you really take Abus seriously after some of the fights that he's been in, and after some of the, almost like quitting that he's done? But personally, I'm scared. I'm scared for Izzy on this fight. Like, it's such a he's a little bit chinny, right? And we'll go over to Izzy. He's a little bit chinny. It seems like he's gotten rocked in a bunch of fights here in the recent time period. He didn't really take too much damage as far as head trauma goes against Dricus, but he took a lot of shots against Strickland. Got almost TKO'd in that. He got, really hit hard in the Imavov fight, and it has been a while, right? It's been almost a year to the day right now, so he has had a lot of time to recover. But it's still, not great, man. Still not great of a matchup in my opinion. He's a little bit slower than he used to be, and I think what used to make Izzy so special, right, was how lightning quick he was, and his reactions and his counter punching, and he's just a lot slower now, man. So I, for one, am a little bit worried that Izzy is going to, basically finally get retired, and that's such a sad thing to say, but I think that it could happen. I think that it could happen, and it would be, a really sad day if it does happen. All right. Another topic I wanted to hit on while my cam just continues to freeze. Look, look at the face on the side. That's pretty hilarious. Uh, and I don't know how to fix it either, because the stream has already started, so I can't really like unplug and plug back in. Or can I? Or can I? Let's try that and see what happens. We're gonna work on the fly, and everything may just come to a crashing halt, or it's gonna get fixed. So we're gonna do it real quick. Let me go to this view just in case it completely dies on me. But it would be nice to actually be able to have you guys see me in real time. All right. That was the top down camera. That was the top down camera. All right, let's go back to main cam, and he's still frozen. Good lord, dude. Good lord. Let's try this. I think that one might reset. Or we're all okay. That's a good sign. Top down's back. What do we got on the main cam? Troubleshooting in real time. In real time. Now we got nothing on the main cam. This is it, y'all. This is lives right here. And I'm just gonna go top down as we continue to proceed through, and then we'll hit up the screen share as well. But one thing that I wanted to mention with you guys is the Paramount Plus deal. One, I think is has been pretty awesome, man. It's been pretty awesome for the US viewer in particular. I have been watching old fights. I have been having a really good time with that. But the problem being that it's not like that for everyone. And we're going to talk about that in a second. But the early indicators, if you can read here, from 25 and 26 suggest a strong audience draw with events getting significant exposure with UFC on CBS, drawing 57 million viewers, man. Absolutely insane. One that I noticed was this one right here, which was during an NFL game on Thanksgiving. They played the UFC like hype reel, basically. They played like a UFC hype reel, and it was a really good commercial. But I was just thinking to myself, do you know how many people saw this? Like, that is, a huge holiday for football. Everybody's got that on in their living room. Everybody's, messing around and watching that and having fun with the family and all that. And then you have just a ton of people seeing this. So I, for one, am really excited to see the numbers that come out. How many people moved from ESPN to Paramount Plus, and what does that actually look like? And then if any of that comes over to the collecting side. But with that, UFC isn't on Paramount Plus in Canada or Australia because their broadcast rights are held by other local broadcasters. So I talked to two people, two Australian collectors that are into UFC that were super excited about this, right? Because it brings a lot more eyes to the sport, and it would just make it easier. It would make it easier for everyone, if they could easily watch the sport. And because of this, they, are having to jump around a bunch of different ways, and it doesn't really solve the problem for the international viewer. Um, but I mean, when reading into some of this, it does sound like it's like a rights deal, right? Because they do show some fight nights, they show prelims, but the numbered events are on Kayo/main event. So I'm guessing the UFC was in some type of TV rights deal that they couldn't necessarily get done within Canada or Australia, and it just really makes it not as big of a selling point internationally. Like now, one thing that I did think of when I heard about this was like, well, can you just use a VPN, and then with the VPN, can you just go to act like you're in the United States, and then would that give you what you need in order to potentially watch the fights and just pay for that and have every single fight be on the actual Paramount Plus. So something to think about for you international people, and definitely something that you could potentially try and see what happens with you guys. But not the greatest, man. And sad to hear that, because I know a lot of people were really excited and really excited to get the full experience. And it doesn't seem like that's necessarily going to be the case for Canada and for UFC fans in Australia as well. So sad days there. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to go into the PC organize here. Before we get into the giveaway drawing, I have a few minutes, so I wanted to go ahead and make a video with you guys. And while making a video, I was like, man, I really need to reorganize this so I can kind of show off a few cards, and then bring the binder out and try and reorganize a few things as well, and use this new top-down camera. The top-down camera, y'all let me know how that is. From what I'm seeing, it looks pretty good. It has not frozen. It hasn't done anything crazy. Now I say that, and it could definitely freeze at any moment. It could be gone at any moment, dude. Um, but we're gonna pull out the binder here, and then we'll get to organizing a few things. All right, all right. So first up, we've got the Leon Edwards section here, and I've got a little bit of everything. I've got some Habib, I've got some Islam, I've got some Wei Lee, and I've got some John Jones. And let me show y'all this before we go forward. So this is kind of the layout of the binder, right? We got the 9, we got the 2 pages. And what I'm finding is that I'm kind of like running out of space, but I do have a lot of cards that are we got some shop card too. So I have a lot of cards here that are empty, which is good. That's good. That's what we want. But I also have a lot of empty space, and then I'm like running into this problem where I have Habib here, and then I have John here, and then I have Islam here. so so it's like I need to kind of reorganize some things and get some things just straightened out. But for the most part, it does look pretty solid. And y'all let me know if you want me to pause and kind of talk or show any specific cards. Um, but other than that, I'm just going to kind of talk about some of my favorite cards as I'm kind of organizing here. And then hit me up with some comments in the chat as well. Let's see, what do we got? We got Jack in the house. What up, man? Good to see you, dude. I'll be watching some football after I get off here. We got Buckeye Breaks. I think Izzy wins that one, brother. I hope so, man. If Izzy wins, I hope he retires. I really hope he retires after this Hermanson fight, dude. Like, I would love to see him go out on top, whether it's, a classic Izzy technical win, maybe a decision win would be cool. Or if he goes out there and just like starches Pyfer, that would be pretty sick too. I really think he has the ability to do that, but at this point in his career, he's a little bit slower. His reflexes are not quite as sharp. He's a little bit more chinny. Oh man, and against a guy like freaking Joe Pyfer, dude, like one hit and you're out of here. So it's really kind of a scary ordeal with that. But yeah, I mean that's why they go out there and run it, and like he still wants to keep going. So it's gonna be good, dude. It's gonna be good, and it'll be a good time watching the fights on Paramount Plus. Hopefully the stream is crispy, and then we'll go, man. Then we'll just keep going for the new year. Check in hose. Top cam looks great. Cool, dude. Cool. The top cam looks great. The face cam is not doing good, dude. This is the face cam. It's just died on me, man. Just died on me. Absolute black hole sun right there. So I'm not sure what's going on, but again, I'll troubleshoot. I'll get things worked out, and we'll keep this moving along. Yeah. Okay. A quick story about Leon Edwards before I actually organize this. I found his gold of this, and I was thinking like, man, if I had a gold, I could move all these up, right? Take this out, scoot everything up, and then I'd have a nice rainbow with the gold being the last one on here. And I offered the dude. I thought it was a pretty fair offer. I think he was asking like $400 or something like that. And I'm like, man, like I'm a really big Leon collector, but that's just like that for his career right now, like his career trajectory. That's like way too high. I think I offered a little bit above what other comps were going for. I think I saw the select gold disco, and I offered a little bit more than that, seeing that the true gold for 21 Prism would be a little more sought after, and he didn't take it. Um, but yeah, that's a potentially one that I could add in the future, but it would have to be the right price, obviously, and that one wasn't quite the right price. I got a couple of these cards from just other collectors that gave them away. So I got Damien over at Main Event Cards actually gave me, I forget, I think it was these two. He gave me two of these, and then I went ahead and added the other one. I got a couple of these from RV and Knack. This one came from RV and Neck. He actually gave me quite a few of these, and some really big ones too. That I actually have the Firestorm up on my display that I really enjoy. I think he gave me this Revolutions as well. I think Matt from the Golden Octagon gave me a few Leon as well, and this Photon is pretty sick too. I really, I think I don't see one thing about Panini, man. They don't tell you the odds on these cards. Like I think this is actually a pretty good design. I kind of like the cartoonish aspect with kind of the little bubble cloud, whatever rainbow, whatever you want to call this. It's just kind of a clean look. I think it's kind of fun, but like if you don't give me the odds, then I don't know how to value these. So that's kind of scary whenever it comes to those kind of things. Um, got a few of these as well, and then we'll go ahead and we'll put in the rest of these cards, man. So we got just a few things. I got this Immaculate. This was actually, I bought this a long time ago. It was one of the earlier cards that I got with Leon Edwards. It's just a base. It's of 65. I think I paid way too much for this too, if I'm being honest. But that was back when I didn't really know what I was doing, didn't know how to comp things as well, didn't really know how to price things out. And it was one of those where I just saw it and was like, I want more Leon Edwards cards, so I went and got it. But we'll go ahead and put that in there. I also am probably going to do a video of me putting more. I have a set binder as well that I have, and I actually have some higher end sets in there, and I will probably make a video of me transferring some of my like higher end sets using this top down camera into a top loaded binder, because some of those are going to be worth some money, and at this point I don't really want to have it be just in a penny sleeve binder like this for long term sake, and just to try and keep them pristine if they end up really escalating in value over time. We got this Leon as well, and I think I got this. I think maybe Matt from the Golden Octagon gave me this one as well at the Austin Card Show, and I'll have a video about that coming up in about 2 weeks, I believe. But nothing too crazy, man. But it's just fun. This is a really fun, cheap thing that I like to do with a lot of lower end cards, is to just keep my favorite fighters, and then I can flip through here. And let me actually flip that. I don't like that being different orientation, and I'll actually put this one here so that it can kind of be organized a little bit better too. And this Immaculate does not fit good in here, but it's okay. Like I know this this card's worth, you know, probably like $4 or $5, so I don't really, if anyone would even buy it now at this point, right? After the skid that Leon's on. All right, and we got this one. This is actually pretty. I mean, it's nothing special, right? It's nothing crazy, but it is a silver. It is an optic silver. We got the Leon Edwards, and got a Prism 22 Don Rust, but pretty nice little optic. Just a nice little chill card, and I always love the silvers. The silvers are always a good look. And the last one on the Leon Edwards. PC organization is this Chronicles, and the dual image is pretty fun, man. The dual image is pretty fun from 2022 Panini Chronicles, and this one's actually numbered. Again, very difficult for people to differentiate the parallels when it comes to like Gold Label, when it comes to Don Russ, when it comes to Chronicles, but still, it's a fun card. PC guy, so I figured, man, I got to throw this one in the binder too. All right, and then we have Shav that is in the way. Shavkat is in the way, so I got to figure out what to do with Shav, man. We're gonna hop over to the Habib and look at the Habib binder here. And I have a few Habib cards to put in, only two, only these two, and we'll see kind of what's in here and then figure out where to place these two. So I'm thinking of just expanding out to the left, which doesn't make sense, but that's kind of where we're at in the organizing process. And we've got a ton of Habib. Let's see. I don't think I have really anything too significant as far as value goes in here. This is really just for like my cheaper cards. Let me jump over to the chat before we get moved too much here. Let's see. We got a few people in here watching. What's up, guys? Andrew Anthony, can I send you a Leon Edwards card? For sure, man. If you want to, go ahead and you can hit me up on Instagram, and I can kind of get back to you, and we can figure that out. But if I don't have it, yeah, man, I'd love to add it in. As we can see, I got a few. I'm gonna move these over. I think I'm gonna move these over maybe to this page, and then we got a few spots we need to fill up. So yeah, for sure. Whatever you got, if I don't have it already, I would gladly take it and add it into the binder. Let's see. Catching up on the chat here with you guys. Do you keep all your cards in binders, or do you top load the expensive ones? So that is a good question. And I bought a top loaded binder, Josh, and I'm going to move some of the more expensive sets that I have. So I have a binder with just completed sets, which I may show you guys in a second. We'll see how much time we have for that. But I'm going to move the expensive sets that I have in my binder that's identical to this. So it's just penny sleeves, no top loaders. And I'm going to the more expensive ones, I'm going to move into that top loaded binder because I do think that some of those are there. Some of them have decent value already, but there are some of them that I think could really continue to grow in value over time, and I want to get those in a safe place. And this is not really this type of binder with just a penny sleeve is not really the safest place for them. So I'm definitely going to change some of the more expensive cards over to top loaded binders. Let's see. We got Chris CYSA2122. What's up, man? How are you doing? Happy Sunday. Have fun if you guys are watching football. I'll probably be watching football after this stream. Gonna organize some stuff, give away some cards, and then hang out with the family and watch some football after this. Okay. Let's see. Papa Bun. The poster card arrived safely. Good stuff, man. I'm happy. That actually is. I'm gonna make a video about the Topps Panini Instant cards as well because me and Papa Bun are one of the few collectors. I think maybe in the entire world, man. There might be like 5 of us, 5 to 10 of us that have the completed Panini Instant set, and it's a pretty big set. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Papa, but I want to say it's like 49 to like 55, like somewhere in there. Like it's a big set. There's a lot of cards, and some of them are actually very rare too. And for the longest time, those weren't looked at as being significant or valuable. And I do think that's going to be a tough one for collectors to get because of the size of the set, and because whenever they first initially got printed, they were, I think you could get a set of like 10 of them for $5.99 a card. So I think a lot of people just kind of threw those away, lost them, didn't really take care of them. So congrats, man, on completing that set. And I'll probably have a video about that coming in the future as well. Let's see, we got Tommy Guns trading cards. Since Cerrone retired, I have 0 favorites to root for, so I just watch for a good fight. I do like Rose. Excuse me. Sneeze. Big sneeze on y'all. I do like Rose and Tracy Cortez on the female side. Well, I mean, you got Rose fighting Natalia Cristina de Silva coming up. Now, personally, I think Cristina de Silva is really going to beat her up, personally. But we'll see what happens with that. And you can still root for Rose, right? Like, I'm sure she'll be right. She's been very inactive as of late, though. I've been surprised that she's been so inactive as of late. And I really think that that may hurt her a little bit. And I don't know if she's doing other stuff on the side, or if she's, just maybe was injured. I don't follow her super close, so I'm not necessarily sure what her deal was. But she definitely hasn't been in the game for a while. It feels like it's been a long time since I saw her fight last. So yeah, so we got this one right here. This is from the premium box set. It is of 99 Pandora. Habib, figure I put that one in there. And maybe a little bit of value there, but nothing crazy. And we got the so the bronze. This is a bronze from Chronicles playoff. So this would be the 22, and this would have been the retail. This was one of the retail parallels that they had, the bronze. Kind of an interesting look there. You got a ton of Habib, right? I decided to put I got one of these in my Sapphire box. If y'all haven't seen that video, you can check that out. Actually, a really good box, and I had great success with that box. I got this one. This is of 99 Craftsmasters from my 24 knockout box. That was a fun hit. Anytime I can hit people that I actually collect in a box is always a good time. I enjoyed this run of Chronicles. I think was it 23 Chronicles? It might have been 22 or 23. But they actually have some good shine on these. And this is after Habib's last fight against Justin Gaethje. He submits him, right? It's a really cool moment. Then he's sad and he retires in the ring just like that. So I thought it was kind of a fun card to get of him in his last fight ever retiring. I think I pulled this one in maybe in a Don Russ Blaster. The pink parallel was this was a press proof. The pink parallel was a retail exclusive back in those days. And then we got some Asia, man, some Asia parallels. I actually bought this in a lot, and it goes to show that you can get good deals in UFC card lots. It came with this, all three Asias, which I believe are no, not numbered, but they are kind of a short print because the only way you could get this was in the Asia parallel box. And as you can see, they look good, man. It's a really good look on these cards, in my opinion, with the finish and the little swirl. But I got these three and a numbered Habib auto that I was able to send off to PSA. Got a gem mint 10, and then I flipped it for more than I paid for all four of the cards together. So that was a fun little flip that I was able to do on that Habib auto. And I used that money to actually put towards my Habib first auto that is one of my favorite cards now. So kind of fun little tidbit there, guys. All right, and now we're into the John Jones section of the binder. And this is probably my second. I think I have the most Leon, and then Habib is next, and then John is going to be third. And some interesting cards. I actually really like this card in this image from the Luminance. And this was actually, within Chronicles, they have a ton of different cards, right? They have all sorts of different designs, all sorts of different sets, all in the one product. And I actually really liked the Luminance. It was kind of what I would imagine we're going to get with Stadium Club, right? Like some of this just really interesting and really, dynamic shots and a lot of movement showcased in the cards, and just kind of letting the photography and the stories and the moments shine for themselves. So I liked that one as well. I thought about completing this set to this Revolution set. We had a Leon Edwards one that we looked at earlier, and this is, I believe is it a different year or just a different parallel? Yeah, so it's just a different parallel. But I mean, even the base set I think looks pretty cool. Let me center it up a little better. Sorry. You got kind of the shine. You got a little bit of gold here. I just think the overall design was fun, and it had a lot of shine in it. And this was an interesting one. I actually got this in I believe it was like a variety pack from Macy Collectibles way back in the day. Macy Collectibles was like, man, when was it? Like maybe 2021, like later mid 2021. When I was first getting into collecting, I used to like watching his lives when he would kind of just do stuff like this. And I ended up buying a little like mystery pack off of him, and this was one of my favorite cards that it came with. And this was kind of what started me really enjoying the Panini Instant poster cards, the older fight poster cards, and now even I enjoy the Topps Now poster cards too. All right, and then we got a little bit more John, and then we got some Islam. So I need to move Islam to a next page, and I actually have some more Islam cards that I need to put in here too. But yeah, we got Phenomenon, we got the Plexus, which is kind of I think the Plexus is kind of an interesting card because of the photos. They really did pick good photos for the Plexus. Talking with Chris at the Austin Card Show, he had a lot of different Plexus and I thought it was pretty interesting set altogether, just because of the action shots that they use were all probably good action shots. Now there are horizontal. I know some collectors don't necessarily like horizontal cards, and really that looking through this kind of showcases you why some people don't like horizontal cards, right? Like you just have the contrast between some of the verticals, and then you just kind of get over here. So same with when it's in like a display, right? It's kind of the same thing. This is actually kind of a nice card. That's a 21 Prism, and 21 Prism Silver John. Centering's not great, so I wouldn't send that one off to get graded, but that is probably one of the more valuable Johns that are in here. And let's move these Islam cards over. I'll put some more John in, and then I can show y'all a few of the Islam cards that I'm going to be adding into the binder today. Let me get over to the chat too while we're doing this. We got Buckeye. Photon is the case hit. I know, man, but like, what does that mean? I mean, that's what Panini says it's a case hit, but like, what is it? That means one per case, you know? Does that mean like one per 15 cases? Like to me, the case hit terminology is not good enough whenever I'm trying to value these things and determine like the long-term work. You know, so some of them are so it varies so much because in now, in Topps Chrome we have 20, we have inserts that had like literally 20 plus cases to hit something, and they were called case hits. And then we have stuff that is one per case. So like to me that's a big difference, but it is interesting. We got Chris in here. I passed it on to you there in the Sandman auto fire call. Yeah, dude. Pretty sick, man. The Sandhagen actually I have in the box over here, and I may use that in a future giveaway. Maybe on my 2500 giveaway, I'll throw that in, as well as a product, just in case the product skunks. You know, it always kind of sucks when you do a giveaway and nothing good comes out. But maybe I could throw in that Sandman, and that would kind of juice it up just a little bit and continue to spread the goodwill and the cheers. We got RV and Knack. What's up, man? How is dad life? Dad life is dadding, dude. It's dadding hardcore. I am finally having success in figuring out what my baby wants, and also listening to her cues a little better. But also, I'm able to finally soothe her by myself, which is awesome. I got the yoga ball out, and I found out if I hold her and just bounce on the yoga ball over and over again for like minutes at a time, then that will put her down. So that's been a big hack for the me being able to soothe her if my wife is busy and can't get to it. But we got this John Jones. This was actually the pink cracked ice. So these were packs that you had to buy straight from Panini. I'm not a big fan of those like straight online drops where you have to be online and then you buy in. But I thought these were interesting, and it is a good look. But again, with the rarity in these, who knows how many they made, man. And they used to be, I think they initially dropped at 25 per pack. They may even be lower than that now, and it only came with 3 or 4 cards, so it was kind of a risky rip. But but I did pull this one, so we're gonna go ahead and put that one in. And I do like the look of that. We got this one, nothing crazy, just a little playoff John. Put it in there as well. I found these the other day that were hiding from me, and this is a negative refractor from is it 25 or 24 chrome? From 25 chrome, and kind of an interesting shot, interesting look on that. That's some good shine as always. And then we've got this one, and this is kind of a fun contrast because this is the 24, and I think this one is a negative as well. So we've got like the side by side here. Y'all can see top of the screen, a little bit different. This one is like more negative. This is the negative, triple negative, and this one's kind of just normal, almost like a black and white. All right, so we got John moved over. And now I got just I got some random cards here. I got Whaley here. And again, it's way too close. Like I need more space. I still have Islam over here that I need to put in. So we're going to take out all these Whaley as well and just move all of these over quite a few pages. And then I think that should do it. But the classic conundrum of trying to keep the binder organized as cards keep, as we keep getting more cards. This is a nice one, though. I like this one. Notable knockouts. Rousey versus Hall. That's so I saw rumors of Ronda Rousey potentially coming back for the White House card. I don't know how true that is, but I was like, well, that is a long time away to be coming back in and putting your life, not life obviously, but like your chin on the line. It's pretty crazy. We got the Hughes versus BJ Penn, another really nice poster card. UFC 63. Another one. This one looks old, man. When was this? Let's see. I haven't looked through the end of this binder in a while. This is a nice one too. Showdown in the Meadowland. Ultimate Fighter. Tito Ortiz, Elvis Sinison. Light heavyweight title. 7 other bouts. I don't know if it even says anything. Oh, there it is. 32. Dude, we're getting low. We're getting low. I actually watched Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz the other day on Paramount Plus. That's pretty sick. And let's see. We'll start the Islam right here. We're gonna start the Islam right here. We're gonna put all those back there again. And then we got a few new ones that I'm gonna put in here as well. Getting closer to finishing organizing this binder, man. Gotta do it. Gotta keep it nice and fresh. Keep it nice and fresh. And check this out. I actually found this the other day. And this one is, pretty solid. I want to say it wasn't anything crazy. I don't think it was a case hit, but it was actually somewhat hard to hit. And I think that these are nice cards as far as shine goes. I don't necessarily, it's a weigh-in pick, I believe, which is kind of interesting in that I don't know if they did a lot of those, but it seems like every single pick on this was people at the weigh-ins, which was, kind of a unique shot, I thought, in my opinion. So we're going to throw that in, as well as this right here, little Topps Now, which is pretty sick. And I want to say Chris gave me one of these, and I think Cam gave me one of these as well at the Austin Card Show. So I have 2. So I'm going to be giving one away at 2,500, throwing it in with the Corey Sandhagen and probably a few other cards that I have laying around that are, not super expensive, but are cool autos to have. And this is a really cool one though, man. If whoever hit like a big card of this in the Topps Now drop, that's pretty insane. Because you got the Islam captures welterweight title and dominant showing him with the 2 belts, man. This is a really cool card to have. And now the Topps Now, not the greatest quality, right? Like they are paper cards, but they at least have a little shine on them on the back. If you guys can see that, I think you can. A little Topps Now refractor there, as well as some of the better parallels. You actually have some shine on the front. Now I don't know if that's different card stock or if it's the same like paper quality, but I think there is some cool factor in some of those cards. Let's go back to the chat and then we'll keep going on the Whaley section of it. Let's see, we got Forrest Amir. Can you show me the poster card, please? Forrest, which one specifically are you talking about? We got a lot of poster cards that we've looked at so far. So you got Chris in the house. Plexus action shot mixed with some great colored numbered cards. Make that one of my favorite insert sets. Yeah, man, it is a really good set in that the shots are really compelling. And that's one of the best things that I look for whenever looking at card designs is the design awesome? Does the design pop and is it interesting? Or is the actual, photos that they're using for the cards, is that really what drives and makes the card compelling and interesting? And I think the Plexus definitely would fit into the latter on that with the actual, images being kind of what drives that. Roman, I am with you. Case hits need to be numbered 100%, dude. Like what I kind of like the mystery of it, but can't we just have, like let's say the kabooms, right? If we just have a case hit kaboom and it's also they only made 25 copies, they only made 50 copies and they just like number that as well. Can't we just do that? Can we do both? Can't we have the best of both worlds? And that it's randomly inserted into cases and also they have a numbering system on it. I do think that that would be possible. Um, Especially with tops because they're actually giving us the odds associated so I know how much they're doing. But yeah, man, kind of interesting. We got bars. Oh, the John Jones poster. Yeah, let me go back. Let you see that. That one is pretty cool. Kind of old school. I also like that it's like interesting fight history. This is the Matt Hamill fight, and so this is the one. Let me scoot this up. This is the one fight that John basically got a DQ and lost, right? So this is like the one blemish on his record is the Matt Hamill fight where he was destroying him, but still ended up, getting an L because the 12-6 elbows, which they recently changed that rule anyway. Also, Houston Alexander versus Kimbo Slice. I was super hyped about that fight because Houston Alexander was, really scary at that time. and Kimbo was really scary at that time. And then they go in there and they don't really do anything for the whole fight. And it was actually one of those ones that's pretty lackluster. Uh, but yeah, pretty interesting. All right, and then I have just a bunch of random cards, just a bunch of random cards that I'm gonna have to get rid of. So I was thinking about completing this Pride set and ended up not doing it. So I've got, a few of those, which actually I think this is really cool cards, and I think that it's an interesting set. I like the shots in it. It's also from Pride, which is just kind of fun. I have some random stuff. I got a little bit of Hamzat here. Um, as we go back. And I'm going to have to move all those out too. And then I got, this is actually a really cool card here. Anderson Silva versus Forrest Griffin. This is the gold. Was this from round 4? I think this was from round 4. And I just really like the image of this. It's kind of a sick image. Let's see, 2010. Doesn't say which one it was, but it is from 2010. So I want to say that this was round 4. But an interesting card. And I'm gonna have to move all those too. I have to move all these out of here, man. We got Silva versus Sun. I actually rewatched this too. I rewatched Silva versus Sun in 1. And dude, Chael Sonnen was 100% on the juice in that fight. There is no doubt about it. He was 100% on the juice. His back was just covered in bad acne. But he fought really well, man. He fought really well in that fight. Chael did. And he did exactly what he needed to do. He took him down a lot. He was also, back in the day, they were way more active on when they got people down. The refs would stand them up so quickly, and so a lot of these guys, man, whenever they would get people down, they would just immediately start working on them and immediately start punching. And I do think that if we maybe implemented some of that, quicker stand-ups for people prioritizing control so much, it's another interesting poster card. I do think that maybe that would benefit the sport a little bit and would actually be better entertainment value for us. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. So we got a page, a little bit. We got a page of Gap, then we got some Islam. I'm gonna take all these out and give a little bit more breath for Islam to grow, and then I'm gonna put I think my Whaley cards on this side. Yeah, so we'll do that. So I had a couple Alexander Volkanovski cards that I was collecting, and I was thinking of potentially, making a little PC of Alex Volkanovski. So I've got a few of him randomly floating around in here. This this one's pretty sick. I don't know if y'all watched the old Tough, but Junie Browning was an absolute madman on the show. This is back when they would just like get drunk and just like fight in the house, and it was crazy, dude. Being a kid and watching those was like prime time TV. It was absolutely insane what those guys were doing. We got old Cerrone, and this is an interesting set. This is from the 2010 main event, which was actually they had some good shine on these, I thought. And I got Josh over at the 047 Sports Cards and TCG sent me a few packs of this on one of our exchanges, and it's actually a fun product to open. The cards are like paper cards, but I do think that the kind of the foil finish on them is pretty sick. Got Brock Lesnar here. Yeah, let's keep it moving. Got Mirko Krokop. Nobody talks about Mirko anymore, but that dude had a pretty crazy high tick, man. We got Lieben, we got Matt Hughes. All right, now we're gonna put Whaley in the mix. The little Whaley that I have. She's probably been my favorite female fighter of the last like 5 years or so. I've really enjoyed her run, and I just think that she puts on exciting fights. She does a lot of damage too, and I think maybe that's why she's one of my favorite fighters. Like when she gets in there, she really puts it on people. She tries to get them out. Now she is small, right? In a smaller weight class, you're not going to get people out of there as much, but she does put it on them. And she's been pretty fun to watch. Here's kind of an interesting card. This is one of her rookies. You can see the little rookie badge, throwing the peace sign. Now it is a really cheap card. People don't respect these at all. It was from 2020. Was it Champions? Topps Champions, maybe. But yeah, man, kind of an interesting shot, I thought. Interesting shot of her with the peace sign. And got this one too. So I'm going to take this out as well. I have 2 of those poster cards. I'm going to have to maybe throw those in on a giveaway too. And we got the Pride cards here, which I want to say I looked up also the set number. I want to say I looked up the set number, and the set was just too long, too many cards in it, and that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to collect it and finish it out. But it is fun images. Like you got Don Fry wearing a gi for some reason. He's wearing a black belt. Like, I don't think he's a black belt in anything but being a black belt and being a badass. So that's kind of interesting. We got Rampage when he was just in his prime right here. Dennis Kang. They also had a couple people that I didn't really, like, I don't know who Dennis Kang is if I'm being honest. So they had a couple people in the checklist that were not the greatest, and I think that was another reason why I didn't really want to collect it. Vitor Belfort though, that's pretty sick. And you got Big Nog right here. What's he doing? Doing a nasty up kick. I think that's on maybe Josh Barnett. Right. All right, man. So we got Islam, we got Whaley, we got Chimaev. Do a little overview. Then we got let me show you all my quick little Spurs, old school Spurs cards. This is actually a Duncan rookie. Not anything special, not anything spectacular, but it's a Duncan rookie. We got a bunch of different Spurs vintage cards. So some more modern ones too. We got TP9. I got Patty Mills, the first ever Australian Aborigine to play in the NBA. I thought that was always really fun little stat. Also an incredible 3-point shooter, and he played for a very long time, showcasing that if you have the technical ability and the skill, that is always going to take you a long way in your career, and you can have good longevity whenever you're just smart and tactical with it. We got a few Star Wars cards. I got an Ali card. This is just kind of the random selection. Then I got a few cards from the Chiefs. Got Bolton. Got Pat Mahomes die cut that Matt from Golden Octagon gave me. Some random base cards. Some Nick Bolton cards. He's a good linebacker. These are rookie cards of his. And that's about it on the PC Organize, man. And now we'll go ahead and we will get into the giveaway. And this is probably why a lot of people tuned in. And 51 minutes into the video, pretty much done with organizing the PC. And then we will get into this giveaway. Let me go ahead and pull that up. And we'll see who wins it. And then I will go ahead and get with you guys. And hit you guys up on the YouTube video. So this is how many people entered in, dude. Absolutely insane. There's so many people entered in that it actually didn't show the names anymore. It just shows like the lines because there were so many people. But shout out to everybody that entered. Hopefully, you will answer the message whenever I message you back on YouTube and let you know that you won. And then I'll get y'all's information and we'll ship out those cards. So good luck to everybody and thanks to everybody who answered in. Let me get back to the chat before I press the button. And yeah, man, then we're gonna do that and then get out of here. Let's see, we got RV and Knack. Kabooms are 20,000. No, dude, they're not that much. Not that much. Now it is crazy how expensive the Kabooms are now, and that's a video I want to make in the future. Really caught me by surprise how much they've skyrocketed, but I think, there's some interesting things to be said there. And yeah, man, it's hard to predict. It's also hard to predict these things too. Like which cards are really going to take off and which cards are just going to stay stagnant. We got P, dash, 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 P. What's up, boys? What's up, man? How you doing? Hope you're having a good time out there. Checking hose. What's up, man? Is there Pride poster cards out there? That would be nice. That's actually a good question. I do not know if there are Pride poster cards out there. Something to look into. I know that they have some specific Pride cards from the Pride DSE in 2006 that had some images like of, I think maybe like the founders, and then they had like some walkout stuff, but I don't know if there's actually poster cards from that era, but that would be pretty sick. Devin Holcomb, do the poster cards have number cards? Are you referring to the older Topps cards that I was showing, or the Topps Now and the Panini Instant? Because at this point there's a bunch of different iterations of poster cards, so kind of hard to answer that question. The Panini Instant poster cards are numbered, and some of the Topps Now poster cards were numbered, but recently they took off the numbering on the back of some of those. So honestly, I have no idea how many they're making of those now, and that is not a good sign, I think, if you're somebody that is collecting those, because who knows. Let's see. Okay, so you're talking about Topps Now. So I believe whenever they first released them, so like they would release poster cards for like UFC 300, right? And then they would only make 300 of that card for that event. So then for UFC 301, they'd make 301 for UFC 302, 302, etc. up until wherever they're at. But here recently, I noticed whenever you turn the card over, there is no numbering on them, and they used to have the numbering on there. So kind of undetermined on how many they are making at this point, and if they are continuing to only manufacture the 300 plus whatever the UFC event number is on that. But yeah, if you're buying into those, I would definitely figure out if the one that you're buying has a number on the back, because if it doesn't, then like, I mean, how many are they making? Like we really don't know, you know? So I would just kind of double check that for you. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and spin the wheel. It's been almost an hour with you guys. Thanks for watching, everybody, and let's see who wins this. Salsa Zuitina is the winner. Salsa Zuitina is the winner. I will get with you and go back to that video. I'm gonna comment on whatever you commented in, try and get a hold of you, and then we can link up and I will send those cards out for you. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Next time, man, again, we had I probably jinxed myself talking about the technical difficulties at the beginning, but the face cam is still out. Look at this, face cam is still out, dude. But top down is doing decent. We're still live on the top down, so I don't know what that means. Maybe I will try and reboot the front cam. Maybe do like an install, an update install or something for the firmware. Who knows? It's insane how much goes into all this stuff behind the scenes. But I hope y'all had a good time watching. And shout out to Salsa Zawitza. Shout out to Salsa Zawitza for being the winner on that. And I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate everybody for watching. Go ahead and subscribe and stay tuned for the Stadium Club rip, because that's going to be coming out. What day is it? It's the 18th, man. That'll be next week. So that's going to be fun. As well as I have Damien over at Main Event Cards coming in, and we're going to have a good time talking about UFC 324 and a variety of other topics. Y'all have a good weekend.